All right, so we are back and we are building the prospect research skill slash company research skill. So this is the one that enterprise teams like Vanta, they save 400 hours per week with it, doing automated research on whoever they're going to have the call with. You can use this if you're doing manual outreach and you just want to have an idea of who you're going to be reaching out to. Um, and this is just, a research skill that goes out on the web and does research for you. Now, you can say, I want a separate one for prospects. I want a separate one for companies. I want them both together, which is what I'm going to do. Um, Depends, right? And the idea, as with everything, is the same. We're going to set up a specific command. We're going to tell it, okay, this is what I want you to look for, which again can be different for your use case. I'm going to build a bit of a, let's say, generic one that most people can use. Again, the idea is everything is the same, but it is very, very helpful to have this, which is something just shown by the amount of hours that teams like Vanta and Clay, etc., are saving with this. Just being able to say, hey, I'm going to have a call with this person. Let me drop in their LinkedIn profile or their name and job title, and let me just get a full picture of what it is that they do. And then if you have your CRM connected, you can then go ahead and sync that with that record and say, okay, you have the LinkedIn URL, or you can give an email. You have all of this, sync it to my CRM. These are the fields that you want to use, and you want to set up a separate skill for that. I'm going to make a bonus video for that, but you can do that as well. And as with everything, your own creativity is the limit here. So we're going to create that skill. I'm going to talk to my good friend Claude again. The idea is the same, and it's just building all these skills. We're building our little army of agents, and we're just going to keep going. So we are back again, Claude, and this time we are building a research skill, and we're going to combine prospect and company research into this one specific skill. What it does is I can give either a company website or a LinkedIn profile or a name and job title, and I want you to use native Claude web search or research to research the company or person. And I want to have a company overview. So what's going on in that company? What are recent product or company updates? What are recent publications from that company? And just a full company background on where they are in their journey. And then when it comes to people, I want to know about them. Have they been featured on podcasts, media publications? What are they up to online? What does their background look like? What do they care about? That type of thing. And I want all of that to be presented on a quick one pager, which is probably just best in text only. And everything needs to fit on, let's say, a one page for the sake of keeping this a little bit shorter. And it can only be triggered using the following command. There we go. And I'm going to say, I'm going to call it lead research because, again, I already have prospect research. We're going to hit enter. It's going to build this one for us. Now, what I did, I said, okay, give me a one pager. You could also say, you can build this to say, I wanted to be able to perform research on multiple people because I want to maybe upload a CSV or I want to import a file from Google Drive. All of that works. You just need to bake it into the skill and say, this is the input format you can expect, and this is the output format that I expect, and this is what needs to be in there. That's the only thing that you have to do. And these days, it's smart enough to realize, okay, I need to look at this, look at that, pull in this, pull in that. You test it, and maybe you iterate a little bit if it doesn't work. But in my case, I'm just building this individual skill. Again, you can say I'm going to have CSVs or CRM records, and you can just bake that into the skill. As long as you have the right connectors and everything set up, it will just do all of that for you. So it's finished. It built the skill for us. As you can see, it's here, the markdown file, only fires on lead research, etc., etc. So there we have it. And I'm just going to, again, download it. I'm going to, let's call this just lead research skill. Download it. We can install this and we can actually run it. And I'm going to run it on just a random person that I found on LinkedIn just for to see what it looks like. So I'm just gonna go through the steps again just to show you how to install it just in case. Back to settings, capabilities, and let me see. It was lead research skill. There we go. That's great. I'm going to say lead research. If I remember correctly, that was the trigger. I'm going to grab this person here. There we go. It showed me an error, but there's nothing wrong with Claude. It just likes to show errors every now and then. As you can see, it's first, it knows exactly where to go. Again, reading the lead research skill. And then, it's just doing the work for us, which is just phenomenal. So let me research this person, start with identifying who they are and digging deeper. It knows exactly what it needs to look for, what it needs to look at, because we told it we want to know this about the company, this about the person. So now whenever I want to do some research, I just drop it in there. I can start doing something else, and the lead research is done for me. I can sync that to my CRM if I want to. I can do anything I want. There we go. We research this person around me at UserPilot. He works at UserPilot. Now, you probably heard of UserPilot. Did full research on them, recent activity, product and publications. You can use all of that on calls, in messaging, whatever it is that you want. So his role, background, etc. So what they care about, so he gravitates toward intersection of operations and go to market, which is great. Sounds like someone I could have a beer with, and we can use all of that for, as we're jumping on our calls or as we want to write messaging, you name it. This is all very, very helpful. But again, if you're saying, hey, listen, I'm missing this specific thing that I'm always looking for, you can bake it into the skill. It is that easy. If you prefer to have it in a different output format, you can do that as well. If you prefer to have it do the research on multiple people, you can do that as well. By now, I think you have a pretty decent understanding of what skill building looks like, and you should be able to do that. If you have any questions, just drop them in the course platform, and I'll help you out. Maybe even shoot you a quick loom on how to do it. But this is the person or lead or company research skill that combines company and person research so that we know more about the people that we want to sell to.